In this third video, using the Fusion 360 CAD software, I want to build on some of the tools that we used in the first two videos. Again, Fusion is a CAD software. The computer will aid us in designing what we want. I made this simple shape. I did a little bit of an exaggeration by putting this hole a little bit off center. It's like it's quite far off center, if you notice that. Again, I can rotate around and look at the different places. If I get myself in trouble, I can click home and I'm back where I need to be. On the side, I redefined or renamed each of the features. This hole is the one that needs attention. I'm going to go to Edit Sketch, and I get these dimensions on it. I can click on those dimensions. I remember that my whole box was 4.5 high, so I want it right in the middle. Half of 4.5 is 2.25, 250, and boom, it automatically adjusts it. I remember my block was 1.5 inches wide, so half of that is 3/4, 750, boom, and now my circle's back in the middle. The beauty of a CAD software is you can go to the sketch, edit dimensions or something in your sketch, and when you're done, you can finish the sketch and notice how now, notice how it updates the picture. So I'm back where I wanted it to be. Now, I've got all that saved. I got the hole where I want it to be. I'm going to just click Save to make sure that I make those changes stick. A couple of other features. When you're going into here, if you go into your body, the piece that you have, and right-click, you can go down here to Physical Material. And when you click on that, this pop-up shows up. And I already did it before, but you can go in and you could make the material out of anything that you want it to be. So you could go in here and make it out of aluminum, and you go over, click on here, and now the computer generates all of the information on that block based on this being made of aluminum. What I'm going to do, because I'm hoping to do a 3D print, use a 3D printer for that, the 3D printers in the school use ABS plastics. So under plastics, there are different kinds of plastics, but ABS is quite a common, cheap, normal kind of plastic. I drag it over, and that will make that whole block out of plastic. So when you're done, you can go over here, and it has this properties tool. Change it under physical material, but you can go to the properties tool. And under properties, you'll see physical material, ABS plastic. Now for you geeky math types or the science types, when you did density calculations, summer in science class, if it knows the density of the material, the computer can calculate the volume of this piece. So right now, at the size that I have, the volume, this block, is that much in cubic inches. And given the density of ABS plastic, if I made this block right now with ABS plastic, it would weigh this much, 7.5 ounces. I guess I could switch that to grams somehow, but 7.5 ounces of plastic when it's finally made. If I went back and I say, oh, I wonder if I change the material to something else. If I picked an aluminum material and I click OK, then the volume of my box doesn't change, but now it's much heavier, obviously because it's made of an aluminum material. So I go into the piece that I'm looking at and I can change the material that the computer sees what it's made of. And for us in the school, when I want to do 3D printing, I'm going to use ABS plastic. And just to double check, they check the properties of it, and I can see exactly what the mass or the volume of plastic would be. It's going to be these two numbers that in the class we're going to constrain you when you make your project, because I can't let everybody just print anything really large on the 3D printer. It just uses too much plastic. So for the project that we're going to do, I'm going to ask you to switch to ABS plastic, and we'll just make some number here, probably something like 12 ounces. You can't make something that's more than maybe 10, 12 ounces of plastic. I'll have to find out what we can afford if I do it with 21 students, how much we can get away with. Okay, so those are the extra features I want you to practice in this video. Changing things in here. When you got to edit your sketch, you can go in using your sketching tools and move things around so it is where you want it. Changing the diameter, location, whatever you need to do. When you exit the sketch, it will automatically update those changes. And then you want to go in here and then check or set that you have it as ABS plastic and keep an eye on that number. That's it for now.